Welcome back everybody and happy Irish Flower Week. So today and all weeks basically, since Sunday the 3rd of July until Sunday the 10th of July, along with the Flower Farmers of Ireland and Case Flower School, we're promoting Irish Flower Week. So a lot of people don't know that it's possible to grow flowers in Ireland. It's also possible to purchase flowers off the Flower Farmers. So the Flower Farmers of Ireland, what they do, basically it's a group and they exist to promote, and work obviously with the flower farmers or the flower growers, promoting the commercial cut flower industry and obviously foliage as well, at all levels. So whether it's a small business, a medium business or even a large business. And they are available to give advice on the cultivation. So if you have any questions about any of the material I'm using today, don't ask me, ask them. Pop over to them, but advice on cultivation, but also on marketing and on sales and training opportunities for anybody that wants to grow flowers in Ireland. So if you have any questions about it, like pop over there and ask them. They're a really, really nice group. But I have to say, for the last week, basically every day at 12 o'clock, we've been doing a free demonstration class. And every day we're working with Irish grown flowers, all sustainable, all environmentally friendly, and absolutely no floral foam, all foam free. But these beautiful selection of flowers has all been supplied to us by two amazing flower farmers. One was Grania, and she's from Gra Cut Flowers. I'd really appreciate if somebody would do me a favour and tag her in the comments. So just do the @ and Gra, G-R-A-C-U-T Flowers, Gra Cut Flowers, and the beautiful Anna from Blue Sky Flowers. So again, do the @ Blue Sky Flowers. And we would really appreciate people shared this video, but also use the hashtag. So use the hashtag Irish Flower Week, use the tag Flower Farmers of Ireland, and then listen, for the love of it, why don't you tag Gra Cut Flowers and Blue Sky Flowers, because fair play to them. So what am I going to do today? A lot of people said, Janette, any chance of doing some dried flowers? And I said, no, this is all about Flower Week, you know, that way. But the ladies sent me in this amazing selection of grasses, Don't ask me the names of them because I can't remember them. They did tell me, but I can't remember them. I know the hare's tails, that's all I know. But some amazing grasses. And you know, if you know me, you know I'm not mad about dried flowers, but I thought these would look brilliant in with fresh flowers. So I have a couple of stems of amazing sweet pea. I'm not going to use the lilacs. I'm going to go for all whites today. I have some beautiful astrantia, you know, that way. I absolutely love this, and this is really easy to grow, by the way. I have a couple of stems of mallow. Isn't that beautiful? I like beautiful coloured flower. Little bit of the apple mint foliage, beautiful smell of that. Some amazing white peonies. A little bit of delphinium and a little bit of ammi I have here as well. Might have more of that over there. A little bit of ammi there for a little bit of bouncing. So what seems to be on trend at the moment is, like fashion wise in flowers, like it is mad, yeah, there's fashions in flowers, is for that kind of like wild, kind of dancing, natural, all natural kind of like bouquet. So this is going to be a wedding bouquet. Using all Irish grown flowers, using all these wild grasses that I don't know the names of them, but I know you, the followers, some of these are absolutely brilliant and you probably know the names. So as I take up something, you put it in the comments, and then anybody watching on the replay, they will be able to get educated at the same time. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of our mallow flowers to start off with, and I'm going to add in a couple of stems of our drieds. So they're not the drieds, they're not dried, I hate dried, they're grasses. So one thing about the grasses, a bit like the dried flowers, is they kind of like knot inside each other, do you know that way? And then you'll get a selection of kind of like short ones, medium ones and long ones. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm picking up a selection. Look at that one, isn't it beautiful? It's nearly like lily of the valley, you know, the flower lily of the valley. Like, it's absolutely gorgeous. So if anybody knows the name of that one, I really would love to know. Grania or Anna, are you watching there? Help me out. So I'm going to add in a little bit of the foliage, but I want to kind of keep that low down. I'm going to add in a little bit of the peony, a little bit more of our dancing grasses, a little bit of the astrantia. So you can see it's real kind of like up and down, do you know that way? Lots and lots of textures. A little bit of our sweet pea, the scent of that sweet pea is absolutely gorgeous. Now, when you're doing a hand-tied bouquet or a bride's bouquet, at some stage you have to decide where you're going to hold it, okay? So I've decided that that's where I'm going to hold it now. So everything is being held at what we call the tying point of the bouquet. So that's really, really important, okay? And no matter what, I can't change my mind, okay? So in, 5-10 minutes, I can't say, no, I've decided I want to hold it higher or lower. There is no change in your mind. So we're going to be doing a thing called the spiral technique. And to get the spiral technique, you have to have what's called your tying point. Now, a couple of little notes to write down. The higher up you hold it, so the higher my hand is, the smaller the bouquet will be. The lower down you hold it, the larger the bouquet is going to be. Now, if you have any questions at all, put them in the comments and we'll absolutely do our best. You know the way? And anybody that's just joined us now, again, just to let you know, this week is Irish Flower Week. We're working with the Flower Farmers of Ireland and we're trying to promote Irish grown flowers. And everything that I'm using here today has been grown in Ireland, grown locally, grown environmentally friendly, sustainability, you know the way, an amazing material. And I have been talking about two amazing flower farmers who basically gave me all this material to promote the Irish flower industry. And this flowers are absolutely amazing. So I'm on what I'm calling the spiral, where now I'm moving out to the left-hand side of my bouquet. So as I said, I've decided where I'm actually holding it, so I can't change my mind. And everything that I'm adding into this bouquet now is working out to the left-hand side. And I'm just using kind of a selection of flowers, okay? And I just want a little bit of foliage just to support that peony there. So now I'm just going to turn the bouquet around, and again I'm going to add in a few more. The scent of this is just amazing.
It really is. I think it's if somebody's looking for a scented bouquet, yeah, this is definitely.
And you know what you find, and I think I said this because the other day I did kind of a more formal bouquet. So remember, if you go back to our Facebook page, you will be able to see all the demonstrations that we've been doing. We've been on every day at 12 o'clock, you know that way. Siobhan, worked ragged this week, aren't we, Deirdre?
That's it.
I tell you, we'll be looking for a pay increase, we will. So, but every day at 12 o'clock we have been on doing demonstrations, you know that way, using all the Irish kind of like grown flowers. Hopefully there's a beautiful lilac, but I don't want to use the lilac, I want to keep it all white. Hopefully giving you plenty of ideas for anybody that maybe grows flowers themselves, or maybe is interested in maybe, you know, buying a bouquet of flowers or buying a wedding bouquet, do you know that way, and are kind of wondering, is it possible, do you know that way? Now,
because actually a lot of the flower farmers are also wedding flowers as well, because they grow for themselves.
Yeah. And we've had a lot of, we've had a lot of flower farmers here as students of the school where they're growing their own flowers, and some very successful ones, like Lisa Thurlow. Yeah, she grows, and see Claire, Flowers by Claire Brown.
That's
she's
right.
She's grown a lot of flowers.
And Siobhan and Cleggan Flowers. Yeah. She's supplying a good few shops with flowers as well.
Claire and Maria.
And what's her name? Oh God. Fiona Liston, she also,
Fiona Liston, yeah, absolutely. So like we've had like amazing like flower farmers attending the schools, you know the way, like learning how to like use the material, how to like, you know, I mean, what material maybe they should grow themselves, you know that way, that would be more suitable for weddings. But obviously I wouldn't have been able to advise them on these grasses, but aren't they just amazing, do you know, that sort of way?
It's a real dancing bouquet, isn't it?
It is a real dancing. For somebody that's just looking for something wild and wonderful, a bit like myself, you know that way, this is definitely the kind of style bouquet for you to do. So as you can see, everything is spiraling out to the left hand side. That's kind of the trick with this bouquet. And then just want to add another peony in over this side here. These peonies are just amazing, they are. And so you kind of can see the way all the stems are going in the same direction. Like with this kind of style bouquet, a lot of the stems are quite thin, you know that way. Isn't this beautiful? Look at that, like it's the Ami bud, like just like the seed head on it. I'm actually going to see, can I get it down through the centre and let it kind of bounce over the top there.
It's gorgeous,
It's gorgeous. Now, if you one had given us more, that would be even nicer.
It would, absolutely.
Grania, any chance of dancing up here now with a few more stems? So I'm just going, like I have to say, fair play to the girls. And they arrived at my house there last Saturday, and I'm actually not sure where they had to come from, do you know that way? But like I live right, you know, very close to the city centre, and like last Saturday the traffic between the gay parade was on in town, so town was chock-a-block, but also on the South Circle Road the county council decided to tar the roads. Now I have to say, the feckin' cheek of them, they didn't get my husband to tar it. So we had a right Mickey Mouse crowd out on the South Circle Road, I'm only slagging, but I have to say that, tarring the road, and they had the whole place blocked up. And I basically live off a roundabout, you know that way, and they had the roundabout blocked, and I had to text the girls and I said, listen, it's just mental here, do you know that way? I said, when you go to park your car, but like fair play to them. And they brought them all, because I was actually filling buckets myself, but they actually brought all the flowers in buckets, you know that way.
Just, Janette, Lauren is asking, where would she get a list of the Irish flower farmers?
Okay, so what we're going to do, Lauren, did you sign up to the free programme that we offered there a few weeks ago? It was on the treatment and the conditioning of flowers, and we'd over 60 different tutorials on 60 different varieties of flowers and foliage, how you can treat and condition them. Did you sign up to that? So what we're going to do, you got access to that programme for 6 months. It's only been in the last 2 or 3 weeks we've been offering it, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to add to that programme all the details of the flower farmers of Ireland. So it means then you can go back, you can go to that list, and you can find them for every county in Ireland, all the ones that grow maybe on a small scale and the ones that grow flowers like on a much larger scale. It's the handiest way. Now if there's anybody watching here today and they grow flowers and they're interested in promoting themselves, absolutely feel free. Put your comments, your link, your Facebook page in the comments below. Absolutely, I'd love you to promote yourself. But what we'll do is we'll add everybody to that programme. Now it'll take us a day or two, so if you've already signed up to the programme, you have it. You have the access for 6 months. Just log into it. It'll probably be down the end.
It'll be down the end, yeah.
Go down to the end of the chapters, you know the way.
It'll be a downloadable form.
And you can print it off. And then for anybody that's watching, just in case there's anybody watching saying, I missed out on that, just put in the comments, Sinead, can you give us the link, okay? Sinead is our sister in Scotland, and she looks kind of after all the kind of like virtual admin. So she will get the link to you. So if you just actually ask Sinead in the comments, look for the link, and she'll get that sorted out for you. And the same thing, you will have access to that programme for 6 months on treatment and conditioning of flowers, but also in definitely today, tomorrow, you'll probably have it added, will you, Deirdre?
Oh, well, yeah, well, it'll be added before, yeah.
I think
that's gorgeous, yeah. Absolutely fabulous.
A few more dried flowers there, but
they're not dried, they're grasses.
I keep calling them dried flowers. A few more of these grasses, just kind of like letting them kind of like bounce around the outside. I've no mirror to kind of like have a look, so are you happy enough?
Yeah, no, it's gorgeous, it's lovely.
Okay, so now we're ready to tie it up, and I haven't got my string ready, but sure, don't worry, we'll get one ready. I always ask, you have a dirty top on you in case you go in front of the camera there. I always tell the students to always have your hand-tied string ready before you start, because it's a little bit awkward to do it. Leave 30 centimetres. It's a little bit awkward to do it when you've only got one hand. But what I'll do is I'll do a demo, as soon as I have this tied up, I'll do a demonstration, thanks Deirdre, of how to do this twine. Now, I'm bringing it around the bouquet. You see out there I had to use my mouth. I have a loop. I'll show you how I make this loop. I bring the long string in through the loop. Make sure my short string is kind of like stuck there that I can see it. And then I'm going to bring it around the bouquet, the longer string. Pull it kind of like tight. Just don't want to catch that flare. Bring it around a second time. Pull it tight. Go around a third time. Pull it tight. And maybe you should go around the fourth time for good luck. And then what you can do is you can lie it down on the table. I'm just going to cut out that sweet pig because I can see it just getting broke. And then lie it on the table, and then your two little pieces of twine, okay, that the one you started and the one you finished with, pull them together real tight. Tie a knot as tight as you can, and then tie a double knot. And that'll kind of hold your bouquet together. So a hand-tied twine, it's called. So pull the knot really tight, and then cut off any little twines that's left over. Now, to cut your handle, we had a discussion about this the other day. Trend seems to be longer handles than shorter handles. For a few years there, it was all short handles, and then they kind of gradually got a little bit longer. I normally tell my students 2 hands measurement, you know, that way. So that would be one hand and that would be the second hand. So I normally cut there, you know, that way. So if you want to kind of go an inch or 2 longer, you know, that way, just to give yourself an extra bit of length, but it's completely personal taste. So what I normally do is I cut straight across. You can see the way I've squeezed the stems in and I cut straight across, okay? And then I allow the stems to open, and then I take an inch off the inside stem. So just literally the stems that's on the inside. I take a good inch. An inch is about 2 centimetres, thereabout. And then I just say a prayer and the rosary and just bang it on the table and hope to God that your bouquet will stand. A wedding bouquet doesn't have to stand, by the way. But again, it's just a way of displaying like your hand-tied bouquet. Then your next thing then is if you want to wrap up the handle. So we were warned, we were to keep everything natural. So I'm going to use some hessian ribbon. And I'm also going to use some pearl pins. So I'm not going to use sellotape or glue. So I'm going to catch the hessian up around where the twine is, and I'm going to use 2 little pearl pins just to kind of like catch it there. So the pearl pin is actually going into the stem of the flowers, and normally we wouldn't wrap this up till we're actually sending it out. So if I made this the day before, I'd probably leave the stems longer, leave them in water, and then get up the next day.
I think just do the one strip around. I think it's nice, yeah.
Right. So again, during the week I done a completely different style wedding bouquet, and I kind of came down the handle. So the boss is telling me today just to kind of keep it very simple there today. So I'm just going to continue wrapping, just around the one area. If you're interested in looking at the other one, go back and look at the other video, right? So again, just like wrapping it around. You could cut the ribbon off, by the way, if you wanted to. You needn't use all that I'm using. And what I'm going to do at the end there is fold in a little hem, okay, just to hold it. And then I'm going to get my pearl pins then. So I'll put a pearl pin at the top, and again, kind of going on a slant. Make sure when you're sticking the pearl pin in, you don't go right through to the other side of the handle, because it'll cut the hand off you. It'll be more important if you cut the hand off the bride's hand, you know, that way. So kind of going on an angle into the handle of the bouquet. So I put a pin at the top, a pin at the bottom, and then 2 or 3 pins, whatever I kind of feel it needs, you know, that way, in between. I'm probably just going to go for the 2 today. And the white pearl just kind of picking up the colours. They're not even, they're not perfectly divided up anyway, but hopefully on the camera they can't see that too close. So there you go, there's our handle, there's our wedding bouquet. And like for somebody who's just looking for something very natural, using all Irish grown flowers, like a fabulous selection of flowers there, with our peonies, with our mallow, astrantia, what else have we got there, Deirdre?
Delphinium, sweet pea.
Sweet pea.
Selection
all them
of grasses
that we don't know the names of, do you know that?
Ammi.
A little bit of ammi as well, a little bit of astrantia. Fabulous selection of flowers. So listen everybody, I hope you've enjoyed that little class. Again, if anybody has any questions at all, put them in the comments. We respond to everybody. Anybody that would like a copy of the link for the free course on treatment and conditioning of flowers, just ask in the comments there and somebody will get back to you at some stage. If there's something that you would like me to do, because I'm on every day this week at 12 o'clock, so if there's something you would like me to demonstrate one of the days, put that in the comments. We'll do the best we can. And listen, I'd really appreciate if you shared our video, but also if you tagged Irish Flower Week, hashtagged Irish Flower Week, and if you tagged Flower Farmers of Ireland, and obviously the 2 lovely ladies who supplied all the flowers for today's class, Grania from Grocco Flowers and Anna from Big Sky Flowers. See you all tomorrow for tomorrow's free class. Bye bye.